Welcome to the Ghostly Quarters podcast, where the line between the living and the dead fades into the darkness. So, turn off the light and join us on this episode.
Welcome to episode 4 of the Ghostly Quarters podcast. My name's John.
My name's Ricky.
And my name's Amy.
So last week we was at 30 East Drive. It was our third time, wasn't it, Amy?
It was, yes. We've been twice before, but it was John's first time.
And it's my first time there.
Yeah, we had a fantastic night. We got some really good evidence this time. John, how do you feel about 30 East Drive in your experience there?
I thought it was a really good night. It's a place I've really been looking forward to going for a long time. It's been kind of a bucket list place for me. And yeah, it did not disappoint. It was frustrating to begin with. It was like I was getting interaction, but it wasn't giving me anything, if that makes any sense. And I've never really felt like I did at that point, but I was just getting frustrated with it. And I've never felt like that when interacting before. But yeah, it's a strange place that definitely has something there.
So we made a pact, didn't we, that we said we weren't going to specifically aim for the Black Monk or whatever they call it. And I think the more we ignored him, the more he tried to come out, which was really weird. What do you think, Amy?
Yeah, so obviously I totally understand where you were coming from, John, because I think we was all feeling a bit frustrated. We was asking questions. We would only get something. It's like, oh, here we go, and then it like just went dead quiet again, and then it was there like, oh, come on, just give us a bit more. Like we were getting excited, and then it used to just go really flat. That's how it was for the first good half, I would say, of the investigation. Regarding the Black Monk, yeah, so we did state we weren't going to just go in there and concentrate on the Black Monk. We wanted to see if we can get any interaction from the family. So with us doing that, we did get a few things actually, like quite often to suggest that he wanted to come through, and we ignored it. We kept ignoring it, and it worked. It worked until the end. It did work. So I'm quite glad we actually went and did that. But I think we've never done this before. So with 30 East Drive being a house, it's a property, we came up with the idea of, do you know what, we're going to go in. And I did. Me and yourself, Ricky, didn't we? We went in with Joe. I hung up my coat, everything, like I was coming in from work, like coming in at home. So we said that, and then we said, right, we're going to eat. We're going to order a Chinese, get some food, and just literally do nothing but just chat and that lot. And I thought that was really good because we've not done that before. And the things that were happening with us just being downstairs, talking, no cameras rolling, no nothing. A lot of things started going on, which I found really fascinating. So, yeah.
We had some things going while we was eating. But what you were saying, you walked in, like hung your coat up and stuff. I went straight to the living room and I was just straightening pictures up on the wall in the living room, just as you would do at home. Just yeah.
We went in proper, collected, and just it was more. No, let's just treat this like you would, like any other day, as you're going into your own home. So we did. And yeah, so then we literally we then started a Facebook subs live, and it was just a general catch up. We only had a few people on, and we said, look, we've not opened up, we've not done anything, we're literally just going to sit here, eat, we'll chat to you, we'll just ponder around as normal. They could see what we do behind the scenes really before we start investigate, which I also thought was really good. But yeah, we actually caught some of the best stuff actually before we even started. So I'm quite glad we went there.
We had the door open upstairs 3 times while we was downstairs eating.
Well, and we also got Amy streaming again, which is brilliant.
Say it again, sorry.
So we also got Amy screaming again, which was brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I was greeted by a scream from Amy when I knocked on the door.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. I was quite jumpy actually. Do you know? I don't know. I really need to reel myself in. I need to stop doing that because I am looking like the woman of the group right now, like with all this
The
screaming.
thing is about East Drive as well, it's got such a horrific backstory. You think anything you feel as though it could happen in there as well. So you're already on edge.
Yeah, and we did try and go in there as calm and as normal as possible. We collected the keys, we opened up, we went in. I took my jacket off, hung it up next to this hat. We turned all the lights on, went and closed all the curtains like you normally would. And then we literally just ordered a Chinese. In the middle of this, bloody John walks in, well, knocks, absolutely scared the life out of me, yes. And then, yeah, it was just mad. It was just a bit crazy. The only thing that I would say about 30 East Drive is that you're either going to have a very good night or you're going to have a really rubbish night. That is the only thing. But there's no really in between, no. And with that being said, I would recommend it to other people. I really would, but I would really go. My advice to anyone who thinks, right, I want to go and investigate 30 East Drive, go in with a clear mind. Go in there as you. Don't be copying anyone else. Try and do something a bit different because, as we've noticed, in the 3 times that we've been, the first 2 times we concentrated on the monk, but this time we didn't, and we did things totally different, which we succeeded on getting some really good evidence that night.
And didn't we, on one of the spirit talkers, it said scratch, and then Joe got scratched on his back, didn't he?
He did, yes. Yeah.
Well, we was getting it all night. Don't forget about me.
Yeah.
3 times. Don't forget about me.
Yeah. And that was very much instigated. That was him trying to come through.
I'm one of these where I don't like to wind them up, but I like to try and get not so much the spirits that are there, but the nasty ones that claim to be all the powerful and can do all these things. I'll go in there and I'll try and get a response from them usually, but I didn't do that this time, and it tends to bring him forward a bit more.
By ignoring him, it brings him forward, as we've probably figured out. Maybe it may, we're not saying it's going to work for everyone. It might not, but for us that particular night last week, it did work.
I think a lot of people go to East Drive and expect too much. Because I have spoke to a lot of investigators, and there's more people that tells me there's nothing at East Drive than there is that tells me there is something there. Which, so I was always kind of on the fence. Well, I've never been. Let's go and see what it's like. So I've been once, and without a shadow of a doubt, there is stuff at East Drive. That is a haunted location. But I think that again is people go in there, like as you were saying, they're just focusing on the monk, on Fred, and that's all they go after. And I think they're missing everything else.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And I think that's what leads to very much quiet nights. I mean, don't get me wrong, anywhere you go, sometimes you get a quiet night. But
in all fairness, we've always said we actually love a quiet night because it just goes to prove that the things that we do get is real. So we don't, we love getting evidence. Don't get me wrong, we love all of that. But
I, from my limited experience of just one time, I would say East Drive is a hard location to investigate, to get it going and get it right.
You need good people. You need strong-minded people in there, I would say, but also quite open and relaxed. If you go in open and relaxed, not expecting anything, just go around your investigation as normal as possible, I would 99% state you would get something.
I think you've got more chance of having a reaction to just being in there, just being, like you say, calm, just doing your thing. you're more likely to catch something. If you go in there, like I've seen some investigators going, thinking they're the Billy Big Bollocks, they're trying to draw out the demon, the black monk, then I think you're going to have a bit of a boring night.
Yeah.
But then people have also got to understand as well, there is a neighbour there. She does her best to remain quiet, but that dog's barking. She has got a dog, so you've got to take that into consideration, that maybe that is the dog next door.
Yeah, it's about understanding your environment, and I think that's to do with anywhere, not just 30 East Drive. It's about understanding your environment. You know, we've been to places which are on main streets and there's cars going past all the time. It's about understanding that and understanding the location, or if you know, if it's busy, take that into consideration. And also just, you know, if you do lives like ourselves, explain that. Just say, you know, it's a car compact. There's no point in trying to put something in place when it's not. There's just no point whatsoever. No, that you're ruining your own fun. Like if that's how you go around investigations. But yeah, I'd recommend it to people, and I'm glad I've been. That would be my input.
So we did. Yeah, definitely. I want to go back as well. I think from that night, especially the night that we just went to, we have to go back, and Amy has to complete her lone vigil.
Well, I think it's funny because it took me. It was me begging to go back because Amy was very much against going back there after last time.
Yeah, but there was a reason for that, wasn't there? We thought we was in trouble.
Oh.
Never. No.
I think it was just how quiet it was, wasn't it, last time you guys
yeah went. I am a very open and honest, and I also look at things from a skeptic point of view. So when I explain things, it can come across a little bit
bitchy,
harsh.
Like, are we looking for any new team members? No.
Yeah.
Mate, that was savage. That was just
it was just unintentional. It was just that, are we looking for any new team members? No.
Jeremy, I'm sorry if you're listening to this. Once again, we've already spoke.
Yeah.
He's cool. I promise I did not mean anything. But yeah, I got a lot of people laughing on that one, and I didn't realise that I'm obviously just a funny person.
No, not
funny guy. Yeah. Apologies again, Jeremy, if you're listening. So apologies.
So a part of the night that we did, we was doing lone vigils. So John did the coal house, the coal room. Joe, I think, did one of the kids' rooms at the top of the stairs. I did was it Emily's room?
No, Diane's
room. And Amy was tasked with doing the landing. Amy didn't do the landing. She did the bottom 2 steps.
Right. Okay. So the guys have been at me for this since we've left 30 East Drive, right?
But why? Amy is the one who has preached we have to get out of our comfort zone, push ourselves. We have to, no matter how scared we get, we have to get doing it. We have to be on point. Amy's turn to do it. Not happening, mate. No way. Sorry.
No. Right. Let's go back and explain what was happening. Right. At the beginning, I said I let viewers pick where for me to go, because Joe was actually supposed to do the stairs, weren't he? The stairs and landing. But he was getting quite a good connection in the other room, I believe.
The one furthest away from Diane's room, next to the bathroom.
Yeah, so that is right. So because he was getting a really good connection in there was a REM pod left in there on a tray. We put a bear on the tray as a trigger object. Oh, right. Every time Joe did his, Ricky's done his, and I said, yeah, we'll go and do mine. every time I said I was coming up them stairs, and literally, and I'm not lying, I couldn't even get past the third one without that REM pod going off. And I was like, do you want me to go up? And it was like, it was so aggressive. And it was brilliant interaction, don't get me wrong, but I was absolutely cacking myself. I'm not going to lie. The fact that it kept interacting, but even if I didn't say anything, it was like it knew I was coming up, and it was like a sensation I was getting and going, don't. So every time that was going off, it was a don't come up. Do not come up. And actually, by the end of the investigation, we actually got clarification that someone was trying to protect me because the monk started to come through and does not he's well known for detesting women. If you know the story, you'll know what I'm on about. But she came through and basically was stating she was setting off the REM pod for me to not go up there, that I shouldn't be up there on my own and everything else like that. So it's a really good job that I didn't go up, because you just never know.
That is such a cop out.
Listen to your instinct and your intuition, and it will take you far, people. It'll keep you safe.
I didn't really like it on Milo Visual because when I asked who was going to be down there with me, we got it's him. And then I was in there and I set the REM pod up on the shelf above my head and just asking questions. And I said, is this a spirit known as Fred? Set it off once for yes, and it was just away it goes, right above my head. I answered the questions. That wasn't too nice. But then they went pretty quiet in there after, to be honest.
I'm glad yours went okay.
Mine went all right. I mean, I was more scared
it was
of the
mine.
dolls.
Come on, you have to agree. Out of everyone's, mine was the worst.
What, Lone Vigil? You never did it.
Yeah, you had a tough start.
Yeah.
Then
The
bottom two
fact that
steps
the reason
petrified.
I
Well,
don't
a tough
know.
warm up because it never really started, but yeah.
Honest to God, come on. You've got to say, surely, if you was in that situation and it was going off and interacting the way that it was,
yeah,
and the actions it was doing, would you have actually gone, yeah, okay, I'm going to come up? No.
Yeah, I would.
probably not.
No, you wouldn't. No, thank you, John.
Oh, no.
No.
100%. I'd have ran up there, Amy. I'd have ran up there straight.
Of course you would. So you can't say nothing, because, guys, you need to go and rewatch it, because you'll know exactly what I mean. It was just stupid. It was stupid.
It was a funny night as well. We had we had a real good laugh as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I fell over laughing at one stage.
That was when that thing fell behind me.
Oh.
Do you know what? I still don't know what that was, because I didn't knock it off.
Bell. There was a bell on as a trigger object. Do you know how there was on the clock at the top of the stairs? There was one on the handle, and it wouldn't surprise me if you've just accidentally caught it because you was coming in and out.
Yeah,
but it absolutely
maybe.
cacked you up. The picture, your face, it's the way that you try and calm yourself. That's a funny bit. I think people would. It was hilarious. It was just funny. It was just so funny.
It was. It's a shame, really, Joe's not here, because he could have added some really good stuff to tonight.
Yeah,
especially with some of the stuff that he got as well.
Yeah,
he got some brilliant stuff.
He did, and he makes me laugh as well. He makes me piss myself laughing as well. Not just what he said, just by his reaction. That he will go.
From my point of view, I personally thought my worst part at East Drive was in the downstairs living room when we first started, and there was something going off next to me. I was asking you guys, I was like, can anybody else hear talking? because all I can hear is chatter around me.
You generally did look and act like the white coats were coming in soon while you were sat there, because we were all there going, what on earth is he on about?
Yeah,
and then you heard it as well.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And well, it's I sent it to you guys on our chat, and I can hear talking clear as day on the video, but you can't hear it, can you?
No, I
have a
can't
listen
hear
to
a
it.
thing.
I'll
Have you not
find it
listened to
again.
it?
No, not yet.
Honest to God, I think I listened to it about 5 times, and John was there like, Amy, why can't you hear it? I was there like, I don't know, John. I can't hear anything. Like, he was really like...
But I had the same kind of feeling as I had at the Ancient Ramin, where I just felt awful. Like, everything just went out of me. But I didn't, at Ancient Ramin, I felt ill with it, but I didn't there. But it just felt, I needed to move. I couldn't carry on sitting there. I could not stay in that spot.
I moved with you, and then but we had this last time. Me and Joe were sat on the sofa, and it was a full-on vibration through the sofa, which I don't even know how to prove that to anyone. You can't, because that is just general source of feeling. But
and I was saying this earlier, and I was saying it was kind of like a frustrating thing where we was getting stuff but wasn't getting enough. And that was an example of that. It's like, what do you want? Because it's like, you're doing this, you're affecting me like this, but you're not explaining anything. What do you want? And I was just getting pissed off with it, really.
You were. Like, to be fair, I think all of us were. Because that was exactly how it was for the first at the beginning. But out of the whole of the investigation, what was your favourite bit?
I honestly don't know. I liked it upstairs when we got the door. When the door was opening, and we tried to debunk it, and we couldn't. We couldn't debunk that. We thought it was stepping, but it wasn't. It was just going. I think that was some great interaction that we couldn't really get our heads around at the time. And I think we was, rather than going with it, I think we spent too much time trying to debunk it.
Yeah.
Rather than going with what was actually happening. Because obviously we had that door open 3 times while we was downstairs.
Yeah, see, where I disagree with thinking we would spend too much time trying to debunk it. I think if you actually look at the whole investigation, the 3 times that it went opened when we were downstairs was brilliant for us. But to show it to the viewers that were watching, this is what we like to do, is try and debunk it.
Yeah.
When it went off the time that it went when we was live, actually doing the main investigation, was when we was all upstairs, and then I came out of the room because obviously I was absolutely, that's when I screamed, and we tried to debunk it, and there is, on the floorboards, there could be a potential weak link, if you like, could possibly open the door. The door doesn't fully shut unless you slam it, but the fact we got that evidence as it could potentially be like that.
Click. You can't, if you give it some force, you can push it open, but it does physically click, which won't just open.
No, but I think the nice thing for us, and I know it's a shame for the viewers, is that we looked at that. We, saying it is a potential thing. Like, if someone walks in that area, it could possibly open that door. But the fact is, then it made us question, so how did it open when all of us were downstairs more than once?
Yeah.
So I've got an idea. If we do go back again, now we can go live on YouTube. We can put a locked off camera on that door.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, yeah.
100%, you need a lock-off camera on that door. But we did find out during, obviously, the investigation, there were people commenting saying this has been known before. But it's also, if you go, my advice is if you go, just be careful, because it could possibly open if you there's a certain area just outside the door where it could possibly get the door to open.
So
Yeah.
my favourite part of the night was when me and Amy was sat at the bottom of the stairs like naughty school kids, and I was taking photos. Didn't think anything of it. Didn't look at them till I got home, and we've actually got a fantastic photo
Yes, we have.
that
Yeah.
we're in the process of trying to debunk it, and if we can't, then we'll release it. But yeah, that's probably one of my favourite bit of the night.
It's
And if that photo can't be debunked, that photo's scary as shit.
Do you know what I would like to do though, guys, moving forward, and I think viewers would probably appreciate this as well, is, you know, when we start taking photos, if we look through it during a live, and at least then we can look and they can see there and then that it's not being mucked about with, played with, whatever after. You know, we are all about proving.
There's only so much they can see on a camera.
Can we send it to somebody to show that could prove that it has not been edited? Because if we can, and we get proof that that's not been edited, that's a fantastic bit of evidence.
Guys, if you know anyone who's a very good editor who works in this kind of stuff, then let us know, and we'll be happy to send it over.
But yeah,
I think it's more. I think because obviously we were there, and to be fair, Ricky, I didn't even think while we were sat there, is that we are trying to get more interaction from viewers and stuff, and obviously on our own photos. And I normally take my camera, which I didn't this time. So a camera is a camera. You can't faff about with a camera there and then. So it's more looking through the photos as we've taken them. Do you know, like while we were sat there, Ricky, maybe it's something, a lesson learned from us, is that both of us looked through and then gone, oh my god, like if we found that there and then, the viewers would know it's not anything that we've done. It's just a bit of a validation really for us and them. So I think that's all it is. It's not about, you know, we like to show that we're not ones to muck about with things or anything like that. We're honest, we're open, we go in there very open-minded on every investigation. So yeah, happy to send anyone this specific photo that was caught. So yeah, let us know.
Yeah, that's good. What was your favourite part of the night, Amy? Not your lone vigil, because that didn't happen. But
really weirdly, mine would be the door opening upstairs on its own while we were downstairs, because I think that anything like that excites me, because I'm there going, how? If I question myself and go, how? I know it is pretty good evidence to catch. But also the interaction before the lone vigil that I was going to do that I didn't end up doing. I thought that for me, I've never had my heart race like that before. There was something, and I can't explain it. I can't explain it. My heart was racing like mad, and I'm not normally like that when it comes to lone vigils. I'm normally quite, yeah, okay, not that I like them. It's more, yeah, I'll get it done, get it sorted, get me out of here. But that one I couldn't do. I couldn't do it.
I'd love to book into the Ancient Ram Inn again. I think you get some proper lone vigils in there.
But everywhere I go, though, same with the next investigation, they don't like women. Ancient Ram Inn, don't like women. This place doesn't like women. The next place doesn't like women.
If we go back to Ancient Ram Inn, I would. I think I'd have to do a lone vigil in that room where I would feel really ill.
The witch's room, yeah, but before
where I sat in the chair that you're not supposed to sit in because nobody told me.
We didn't know, to be fair.
Yeah.
In all fairness, though, I wasn't that great in that room either when we were doing essays method, Ricky, when we went the time before.
Yeah, that was.
And I absolutely, that is the only room I feel very uncomfortable in. Very uncomfortable in. Downstairs, I got an amazing reaction. I know we're going off 30 East Drive, but with Ancient Ramin, I forgot the name then. Downstairs, we had Michael, didn't we? And he didn't feel great in there. He actually felt quite threatened, I would say. The word threatened is what I would use. But it then came across that I was able to speak to them and got quite a lot of information from that gentleman within that area, so which was nice. So that's another weird, odd place. Very weird and odd.
To go back to 30 East Drive, we also showed the viewers where this marble came out the wall and where it looked up, and it was just a solid ceiling. There's no way that could have come from upstairs either.
No.
So that was another good night.
It was, yeah, it was nice to show people what we're on about, because it's really hard to explain, isn't it, when you're trying to explain something and you're not there. So it was quite nice to show them where this marble appeared, and to this day, I've got no words for that. No words.
What we could do, if we do go back, we'll try and replicate it if we can.
Please tell me how.
Just to show them that if we did drop it from where they thought the marble came from, it wouldn't land.
You physically can't.
I was going to say, how are you going to try and replicate it? Try and push a marble through the wall.
I was going to say, you actually physically, so the top, where, that's why I was there like, please tell me how, because you physically can't. Because at the top, it's really hard to explain. You've got obviously the landing at the top of you, and then the stairs. So you've got the landing here, then the stairs come like this. So it wouldn't come down to the bottom where we are. You wouldn't do it.
It came out in a straight line, didn't it? It didn't come like an angle.
It just went like that. It literally went. That's what it did.
It
just came out.
Fucking weird place. Weird place.
To me, that's what will always. No matter who, anyone can come up to me and be like, no, there's nothing there. No, we didn't find anything. But I'll always turn around to that and go, then please explain this to me.
Yeah.
Because even if you didn't get anything, please explain that, because I don't know how that had happened.
Because someone said, the neighbour must have rigged that up, but how the hell?
You can't.
They're going to rig that up.
You can't. You can't.
Unless the wall's made of Play-Doh, which it ain't.
No, we proved that on the.
Yeah.
But no, you can't. The guys, go and look back at that footage that we're on about, because it is up on our YouTube channel, it's up on our Facebook, it's up on our TikTok channel too. It is everywhere.
John falling asleep.
No, I'm listening. I'm not had a Chinese tonight. I'm wide awake.
But yeah, please go and look. And again, if you've got any ideas on how that has happened, let us know, because do you know what? It's quality. It is quality. That is the best footage we have ever had. I think that is just as good as getting a full apparition on a live. I think that is just as good.
There's no way you can disprove that or try and say that it's been altered in some way, because you just can't.
No, it's weird. It's mad. It still wrecks my head to this day. But anyway, we have story time.
Yes.
Over to you, John.
So I said that I would tell the story tonight, which is from my experience. So I would say this is probably the first time when I came across. This was my first real paranormal experience. I don't think I've ever really recovered from it. But I would have been about 16, 17. My mum, my stepdad had gone on holiday, so I was home alone dog sitting. We lived in a house. The address was 1D Kenya Close in Carlton. We'd had some really weird stuff go on there since we'd moved in.
Sorry, can I just quickly I hope whoever's listening doesn't, if you live there, apologies in advance.
If you live there, I'd love to know if you'd had anything happen. I'd love to go
100%.
knock on the door. I'd love to randomly just go knock on the door and say, have you ever had anything happen in this house? So anyway, I'd got home one evening, and I went and had a shower. I was in the shower and I could see like a flickering light. So I wondered what was going on. I got out of the shower and it was my mum's room, and it was like somebody was flicking the light switch on and off in there. So I opened the door and the light on the ceiling was swaying, and there's no windows open or anything, but it was swaying. It like it'd been pushed, and the dog just started like growling and barking, but he followed something across the room as he was barking. His eyes followed something across the room, and that was enough for me. I got the dog and went and stayed at my dad's until my mum and stepdad came back off holiday. So yeah, that was a scary one. But yeah, that was my first real paranormal experience. And I can remember saying to my mum all the time, there's something weird in this house, because you'd hear footsteps up and down the stairs. And my mum was always, no, nothing. No, don't be daft. There's nothing. And then when we moved, my mum said, yeah, there was definitely something there. She used to have things just go missing all the time. And she said she saw something in that house. So I know my mum listens to the podcast. She'll have to send some stories into us about that house, what she experienced there as a follow-up.
Absolutely.
So,
100%.
but yeah, that was a scary one. That was a scary one.
That's really weird. But guys, if you again, as we say on every episode, if you've got ghost stories that you would like us to say on the next podcast, make sure you type them in. Whether it's on here, through our Facebook, through TikTok, whatever. And you want a shout out on the next episode, make sure you send in your ghostly stories to us and we'll read them out and express our thoughts on them.
Also, before we go, big shout out to our moderators on TikTok and Facebook for the job that they did for us on 30 East Drive. So thank you for that. Really appreciate it.
We've got some
Always
brilliant mods. Brilliant mods.
Right, I think we'll leave it there then, guys.
Yes. Until next time, guys.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
We'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. We will be releasing an episode every 2 weeks, so get your questions into us and your stories of the paranormal. See you on the next one.